We have 10 steps in writing a paper. So we have the first one, preparation, modeling, generating ideas, focusing on topic, outlining, drafting, feedback, revising, editing, and last is the publishing. So let's start with preparation. Planning is the first step in everything that you do. So it is important for you to prepare on something before you do it. So for this stage, you will be establishing your purpose. So you will be asking yourself, why are you writing? Why do you want to inform? Why do you want to entertain? Why do you want to persuade? Something like that. And once you have specified your purpose, whether to entertain, to persuade, or whatsoever, the next thing that you should do is to specify your persona. So when we say persona, this is the character that is being perceived by your readers. If you're going to identify your persona, you will be asking yourself if will you be a magazine columnist, an activist, or a politician, or it can be a lawyer. It is also important that you know or you have an idea on what are the characters, interests, and backgrounds of your target reader. So by knowing all of this will make it easier for you to convince them and sustain their attention. And lastly, for this step or for this process, you need to think of the topic that you are going to write and identify the type of output that you are going to produce. So let's have this example. So for instance, you have chosen a topic about elections. So that will be your topic. And then what will be your purpose? So your purpose is to inform. And after that, you will be identifying your target audience. So who will be your target audience? It can be the senior high school students or the citizens of the Philippines. And for its writer's persona, it can be the COMELEC representative. And the level of formality is semi-formal. For our second step or process, we have modeling. It is the process on which you as the writer look for other related works which are similar in nature with the paper that you are going to write. So for example, you will be writing an argumentative essay or argumentative paper. So you will be checking at least 2 references that will serve as your guide so that you can have something to study. You're going to study its structure, organization, and language that they have used or the persona have used to determine how they have achieved their purpose. Next is generating of ideas. On this step, you will be making brainstorming, clustering, or free writing. So when we say brainstorming, it is the process of listing all your ideas, as many as you can think without censoring them. So anything that you can think about the idea, you are free to write it, as many as you can. When we say clustering, these are visual representations to show connections between ideas. So in idea map, you may start by writing the thought or idea by encircling it with a big circle. And after that, you're going to link the related concepts or ideas using lines in order for you to show connectedness. And also in free writing activity, you are going to write freely what you think about the idea into sentence form. So the next step is focusing on the topic. So after generating all the ideas that you have gathered, try to narrow it down. So you're going to focus on the specific topic by thinking of a question that is somehow related to your specific purpose. And after formulating that question, you will be answering it with at least 2 details. The answer of that question which you have formulated will most probably lead to your initial thesis statement. For our 5th step, it is the organizing of ideas. So in this step, you will be organizing all your generated ideas into an outline. So you can start it by answering the question which you have formulated that will lead you or that leads you to your thesis statement. So use the main idea as your main heading, then write the subtopics for each main idea that you have organized. The last step is writing the supporting details into the subtopics that you have written. So you can use a topic outline using words or phrases, or a sentence outline using sentence as its entries. So I will be projecting an example for the outlining. For our sixth step in the writing process is drafting. So once you have outlined your ideas and once you have organized all your ideas, the next thing that you should do is to start writing your draft. So on this stage, you have to focus on the content and organization of your writing. It is important to build your paper's credibility by choosing reliable sources in order for you to give the correct and proper information that your readers must have or must know. So if you're going to search on the internet, make sure that you are using reliable sources. So I'll be giving you the top level domain that the writers are using if they're going to search for sources so that they can provide a reliable sources. So for the top level domain, we have .com, that means company, and .gov, that means government agency, and .edu, that means educational institution, and last is .org, or nonprofit organization. For our next step, we have feedback. So feedback is one of the most important component in the writing process. So it refers to the response to the written work which focuses in all aspects of the writing. The feedback focuses more on the content, structure, organization, and clarity of the message. So feedback can be classified into three. First is the self-feedback, second is the peer feedback, and third is the teacher feedback. So there are several questions that can be used during the feedback stage. So for the first, in organization, you can use these questions. And for ideas and content, you can also use these questions. And here are the questions that you can use under style. And next step is revising. Revision is the act of improving the paper by applying changes based on the feedback. On this stage, you need to apply your critical thinking and evaluation skills when considering the comments of your paper. So you don't have to accept all the feedback or comments as long as there are valid reasons for doing so. Our second to the last step is editing. So the finishing stages of writing is editing and publishing. Editing focuses on language use and grammar, while proofreading focuses on typography and mechanics of the paper. So during this stage, you need to standardize the editing symbols to note the correction. So I will be projecting the basic proofreading symbols. So after making your composition, after making your writings, you can share it to other people. So by simply exerting effort for this writing, you have to showcase your work to other people. So this stage is known as the publishing. One common way to publish your work is by simply uploading it into your social networking sites such as blogs or Facebook. So you can also publish your work by coming up with a magazine or book of your essays. Again, we have preparation, modeling, generating ideas, focusing on a topic, outlining, drafting, feedback, revising, editing, and last is publishing. So that concludes our discussion, and I hope you guys learned something.